Alright, now let's take up questions from the section test 1B, which is exercise MT24. Right, the first question. It says 3264 plus 3092 minus 1856 is equal to 2394 plus question mark. Let's say the question mark is X. So the first thing that we can do is we can write this as 3264 plus 3092 is equal to, this 1856 is a minus sign, so when it goes to the other side it becomes positive. So it is 2394 plus 1856. And the question mark we can take as X. Now add these two, what happens? We'll get 2 and 4, 6, 9 and 6, 15, 5, so 1 carry forward, 2 and 1, 3 and 0, so 3, 3 and 3, 6, 6, 3, 5, 6 is equal to the other side, 4 plus 6, 10, 0, 9 and 1, 10 and 5, 15, 5, 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 8, 12, 2, and 1 carry forward, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4. So 4250 plus X. So from here clearly you can see that X is equal to 6356 minus 4250. Simple subtraction will give us 56 minus 50 is 06, and 3 minus 2 is 1, 6 minus 4 is 2. So the answer is 2106, which is third option. Alright, so that's the correct answer. Now let's take up the next question. It says 15% of 460 is equal to question mark percentage of 50. So let's say it is X plus 140% of 25. So it's a simple question of percentages. Alright, I would rather solve it in a very normal manner. 15% of 460 is 15 by 100 into 460 is equal to X percent is X by 100. We have to find X. Okay, X by 100 into 50. Alright, plus 140%. So it is 140 by 100 into 25. See, whatever simplifications you can do, rather what we should do is we should simply divide by 100. So if you see 100 is common to every term, so cancel 100 because it is common to every term. Okay, now 15 into 460, just multiply normally. So 15 0 0, 15 6 are 90, so 0 9 times, 15 4 are 60 plus 9 69. So 6900 is equal to 50x plus 140 into 25, again normal multiplication. 25 0 times is 25, 0 times is 0, 25 4 is 100, so 0 10 carry, 25 and 10 is 35. Alright, so here 1 0 is cancelled from every term, and 5x is equal to 690 minus 350. So normal subtraction will give us 690 minus 350, that will be 9 minus 5 is 4, 6 minus 3 is 3, so 340. So x is equal to 340 divided by 5. If you divide simply, it is 68. So the value of X, value of unknown here is 68, which is fourth option. That's the correct answer. Okay. Now the third question is a simple question of BODMAS rule. It is 24 into 11 plus 5 into 6 plus 16 minus 5 into 2. So what I am doing is I am first taking up the multiplication terms. Okay. So 24 into 11. I'll keep it together. Then we have plus 5 into 6, right, plus 16 minus 5 into 2. So I just kept them in brackets separately. Now 24 into 11 is 264, plus 5 into 6 is 30, plus 16 minus 5 into 2 is 10, right? So I think what we should do is 264 plus 30 is 294, plus 16 is 310. Add it again. 64 plus 16 is 80. So right, this is 310 minus 10 is 300. So the final answer of this question is 300, which is the third option. That's the correct answer. Alright, now let's go to the next question. Now the fourth question, they want the approximate value. So what we can do is, these values are very simple. So let's do one thing. Let's separate the integer part from all of them. So we can take them as 7 plus 5 plus 2. Okay, plus the fraction part separately. So 4 by 7 plus 1 by 3 plus 4 by 5. Now 7 plus 5 plus 2. 7 plus 5 is 12 plus 2, 14. Alright, plus. Now this 4 by 7, one way is calculate the decimal value. So here if you look at the option, 13 cannot be the answer because that is less than 14. Our answer has to be more than 14. 12 cannot be the answer. Now out of the remaining options, 21 is pretty large. These values are very small. Okay, 21 is very far from 14, so that also cannot be the answer. So it will be either 16 or 18. Let's check these three values. Let's take LCM. 7, 3 and 5. LCM will be, rather than taking LCM, let's take the decimal values. Now we know that 1 by 7 is 0.14. We have done it in percentages. So 4 by 7 will be 0.56. 1 by 3 will be 0.33. 4 by 5 will be 0.8. Okay, the percentage calculation will help us here. So it is 14 plus, simply add them, it will be 6 plus 3, 9, 5 and 3, 8 and 8, 16. So 1.69. So it is 15.69. So without much of approximation, we have got our answer as 15.69. Look at the options. Out of 18 and 16, obviously you will have to mark 16 because that is the closest if the question is asking approximate value. Alright. Now let's take up the next question. Here again it says find the approximate value of this calculation. Look at the values carefully. It is 24.8% of 1263.2 plus 43.9% into 43.9 into 2.01. I think what you should do is look at the option. They're very far. There's not much of closeness among the options. Okay, so 24.8% can be taken as 25%. 1263.2 can be taken as 1260, right? Plus 43.9 can be taken as 44 into 2.01 is 2. So 25% is actually 1/4 into 1260 plus 44 into 2 is 88. Now 1/4 of 1260 will be equal to, if you divide by 4, it will be 315, right? Plus 88. So it comes out to be 403, right? So with a very small amount of approximation, we have got our answer as 403. So answer has to be very close to 403. Look at the options. 421, 391, 98, 411. I think 404. The fourth option is the correct answer. Right, so nothing to worry too much about it. Just do your simple calculation. Okay, use small approximations. You will get your answer. Now this question is again based on the BODMAS rule or the order of operations. Look at this very carefully. It says 4 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 4 and then brackets. So you have to be really careful about the brackets. So let me write the first step. It is 4 plus 1 divided by 2 plus, now 1 divided by 4 can be written as 1 by 4. Okay, so let's close this now. Now 2 plus 1 by 4 is actually 4 2s are 8 plus 1, 9 by 4. So let me write again. It is 4 plus 1 divided by 9 by 4. Right, you can add these two, taking LCM as 4, 4 2s are 8 plus 1. So it is 9 by 4. Now, so this becomes 4 plus 1 divided by 9 by 4. Let me write again. 1 divided by 9 by 4, right? So when it goes up, it turns up. Okay, so it is 4 plus it is upside down, so it is 4 by 9. Okay, so it is 4 plus 4 by 9. Take LCM. 9 4s are 36 plus 4, so it is 40 divided by 9. That is the answer. Okay, so look at the options. It is the third option which is the correct answer. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now the seventh question, it says 5 by 9th of 13 by 21th of 2646. I think a simple calculation. 5 by 9 into 13 by 21, okay, into 2646. See as much as you can simplify, right? I think 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 4, 12 plus 6, 18. So 9 directly divides 2646. Let's see how many times. 9 2s are is 18, then 84, 9 9s are, then 36, 9 4s are. So it is 294. Okay, then 21, check if it divides 294. No, it does not divide 294. Okay, no problem. But I think 7 divides 21, right? So 7 divides 21 3 times, and 7 divides 294. 7 4s are is 28, then 14 2 times. Oh, so 3 also, sorry, 21 also divides. So 3 divides 42 14 times. So what we are left with is 5 into 13 into 14. Now 14 into 5 is 70. 70 into 13. 13 7s are 91. So 910. So the answer of this question is 910. So basically it was a simple calculation based problem, right? In any case you have to do it on your own. Okay, so 910 is the answer. Now the next question, what percent of 7.2 kg is 18 gram? Remember, whatever comes after of is the base, right? And whatever comes after is the component. And how do we calculate the percentage? The percentage is calculated simply as component divided by total or the base into 100. Okay, here the component is 18 grams, right? And the base is 7.2 kilogram. Remember, for the calculation to happen, units should be same. So 18 grams and 7.2 kg will be 7.2 into 1000 gram. 1 kg is 1000 gram into 100. So 0 and 0, 0 and 0 are cancelled. We will have 18 by 72%. Right? Now 18 by 72, 18 cancels 72 4 times. So it is 1 by 4%. Now, or if you represent in decimal, it will be 0.25, and that much percentage. Be careful, the answer is 0.25 percentage. So it is the fourth option that is the correct answer. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now, this question, it says 0.01 is what percentage of 0.1. Now, whatever comes after of becomes the base. So this is the base and this is the 0.01 is the component. So the percentage will be equal to 0.01 divided by 0.1 into 100. Right? So 0.01, if you remove decimal, it will look like 1 by 10 into 100. So it is eventually 10%. Right? You have to be very careful, whichever quantity comes after of goes in the denominator. Okay. So here the answer would be third option, that is 10%. Now let's take up the next question. This says the present salary per day of a worker is 264 rupees. It has increased by 10% and 20% successively in last 2 years. What is the salary per day before 2 years? All right. So let's do one thing. See, always remember the percentage calculation happens only in the forward direction. Okay. Here it's asking the 2 years ago. So let's assume that 2 years ago the salary was 100. Right. Now in the first year, what is happening in the first year? The first year it increased by 10%. So increase by 10%. So 100 increases by 10% gives us 110. Then in the second year, what happens? Whatever the salary now increases by 20%. Now what is 20% of 110? 10% of 110 is 11. 20% is 22. Add it, so it becomes 132. So this is the present situation. The present salary should be 132. So if the 2 years ago salary was 100, the present is 132. But what is the question? The question is asking the present salary is given 264, right? So if 132 is equivalent to 264, then how much will 100 be equivalent to? So you can use cross multiplication. 100 into 264 divided by 132. So 132 cancels 264 2 times. 2 into 100 is 200. Right? So the value 2 years ago was 200 rupees. That was the salary. So third option is the correct answer. Alright. Now the next one. The population of a city first increased by 25% in 1 year and immediately in the next year decreases by 20%. So what was the change eventually in the population after 2 years? So again, there are two ways to do it. One is the successive change method. In the successive change method, what do? We say that it is A plus B plus A into B by 100. This is the net change, right? This much percentage. So here A is given 25%, B is given minus 20%. Be really careful. A is plus 25, B is minus 25, minus 20, right? So plus 25 into minus 20 divided by 100. Okay. So 25 minus 20 will become 5. 25 into 20 is 500. So minus 500 by 100 becomes minus 5. So minus 5. So net it becomes 0. Now 0% change means no change eventually. Right. So the answer of the question will be no change. Right. Third option. There's another way of doing this question. Let's assume that the original value of population was 100. In the first year, it increases by 25%. So increase by 25. 25% on 100 will be 25. So it gets added. It becomes 125. This is the first year, right? And the second year, what is happening? In the second year, it is decreased by 20%. So minus 20%. Calculate 20% of 125. Now 20% is 1/5. 1/5 of 125 is 25. And that is reduced. So our 125 minus 25 will become 100. So this is the final value. Alright. So original is 100. Final is 100. So that means no change. Right? As you can see very clearly, 0% change, or we can also say simply no change. That is the third option. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question, it says 12th one, due to fall in manpower, the production in a factory decreases by 25%. By what percentage should the working hours be increased to restore the original production? The same process that we have to follow. See, when you increase the hours, the total production increases, right? But when you decrease the number of people, the total production should decrease, right? So these two also will be used in successive change method. Right? Now restore the original production. That means the net change is given. Net change is given as 0%. And how do we calculate net change? We calculate it as successive change as A plus B plus AB by 100. Right? So in this question also, we can apply this method. Here A is given as 25. No, it is decreased. So it is minus 25. So A is minus 25. B we have to calculate. So plus minus 25 into B divide by 100 equal to 0. So minus 25 goes to the other side. So it becomes B minus. Now 25 cancels 100 4 times. So it becomes B by 4 is equal to 25 goes to the other side, becomes 25. Now B minus B by 4 is 3B by 4. That is 25. So from here we get B equal to 25 4s are 100 by 3. That is 33.33%. Right. So this is one way of doing this question. Alright, so the answer is third option. There is another way of doing this question. Let's assume that the original production is 100. One thing is very clear, if you reduce the manpower, the production will decrease by the same percentage. So here the manpower is decreased by 25%, so the production will decrease by 25% and it will become 75. But the final production we want to be 100 only. So this was due to manpower, right? So what should be the increase in hours? So the change in hours will make the production go from 75 to 100. Now how much should it be increased by? The value increase is 25, but remember this 25 is on 75. So the percentage change in hours will be 25 by 75 into 100. Now 25 by 75 into 100 is actually 1 by 3. 100 by 3 is 33.33%. Right? So this was the other way of doing this question. Whichever suits you, you can apply. The answer is the third option. Okay. Now let's take up the next question. It says, in an election between two candidates, first candidate receives 55% votes and wins by a margin of 1000 votes. See, this is a direct question. Find the total number of votes. So if I say the total votes is 100, that means the winner must get 55 votes and the loser must get 45 votes. Why? Because it says the winner receives, the first one receives 55%. Obviously 55 is more than 50%, so that person must have won. So the other person will get 100 minus 55, that is 45. Now what is the margin here? Margin is the simple difference. Margin is the simple difference, right? Look at this carefully. So 55 minus 45, that is 10. So 10 is the margin, right? Now in this question is given that instead of this 10, its actual value is 1000. So 10 is equivalent to 1000. In the question is given as margin of 1000. So 10 that we have calculated as margin here is actually equivalent to 1000. So how much will this total 100 be equivalent to? So if 10 is equivalent to 1000, 100 will be equivalent to how much? So cross multiplication. I think it's very simple. 100 into 1000 divided by 10. So 0 is cancelled and we will have 10,000 as the total number of votes. Right? Or you could have simply said that 10% of the total votes is 1000, right? In whichever way you like, you can do that. Third option is the correct answer. Okay. Now the next question. The shopkeeper purchases a consignment of 50 pence at rupees 10 each. He sells a part of the consignment at a profit of 30%. On the remaining part, he incurs a loss of 10%. If his overall profit on the whole assignment is 10%, the number of pence he sold at a profit is. Now, this is a direct question of allegation. If you remember, how does the allegation apply? We don't even need this 10 rupees each. We just need 50 pence and we need these profits and losses. On the first part, there is a profit of 30%, right? On the second part, there is a loss of 10%. So, it is minus 10. That is what is important. And overall, there is a profit of 10%. So, it is plus 10. Now, in allegation, what do? We take the difference of these two. So, what is the difference of these two? 30 and 10. Difference will be 20. What is the difference of these two? This is interesting. This is plus 10 and this is minus 10. So, difference of these two will be 10 minus 10. Hence, it is 20. So, the ratio of quantities is 20 is to 20, which is actually 1 is to 1. This is what this allegation gives the ratio of quantities, right? Ratio of quantities. Now, what is the quantity here? Quantity is the number of pence. So, if there are 50 pence, ratio is 1 is to 1. That means we have to divide 50 in the ratio 1 is to 1. That means clearly 25 and 25. So, 25 pence were sold in the first category. 25 pence were sold in the second category. The question is saying on the remaining part incurs if his over consignment, the number of pence is sold at profit. So number of pence is 25 sold at profit, 25 sold at loss. So answer is the first option. That is the correct answer. Alright, so this was a very simple situation. You could have also calculated the total cost price and total selling price and you could have gone ahead from there also. Okay, let's say if I use that process, what do we do? Say the total cost will be simply equal to 50 into 10, that is 500 rupees, right? Now the profit we want to be 10%, so the total selling price should be equal to, on 500 we want 10% profit, that is 50 rupees, so rupees 550. All right. Now the question is saying we have to sell the sum of them at 30% profit, some of them at 10% loss. So if I take expense at a profit of 30% on 10 rupees. Now 30% on 10 rupees will be 3 rupees. So if you add, it will become 13 rupees. So suppose we take expense on profit into 13 rupees. The remaining 50 minus expense will be sold at 10% loss. Now on 10 rupees, 10% loss will mean 9 rupees selling price. So into 9. Now this should be equal to the total selling price, that is 550. So if you simplify, you will get 13x plus 50 into 9 is 450 minus 9x equal to, this is 13x, okay, is equal to 550. So from there, what you can do is 13x minus 9x is 4x equal to 450 goes to the other side and gets subtracted, so it is 100. So this clearly gives us x equal to 25. So whichever method you like, you can apply. Obviously, allegation would be a much better way of doing this question because it is a generalized process. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. Now this one, 15th question, it says a mixture of acid and water of 25 liters contains 20% of acid. What quantity of water should be added to make a level of acid to 10%, right? So there are 25 liters in which it is 20% acid. Then we have 25 plus x liter. Suppose we have to add x liter, and out of that we have 10% acid, right? 10% acid. And we are adding water. See, understand, x is the quantity of water added, right? Acid quantity will remain same. So quantity of acid here will be 20% of 25. Quantity of acid here will be 10% of 25 plus x, right? Both these two are acid quantity, right? Now acid quantity should be same in both the cases. Simplify this. So 10% cancels 20% 2 times. So 2 into 25 is 50 is equal to 25 plus x. Fantastic. So simply x is equal to 50 minus 25, that is 25 liters. So this was a simple question, right? The quantity of water added is x liter, that is what we had assumed. So that is 25 liter, right? The quantity of water added is 25 liters. Second option is the correct answer, right? Just remember, if you are adding water, that means the quantity of acid initially and quantity of acid finally should be same, okay? Now the next one, 16th question. Vanshika purchased 2 buffaloes for 18,000 and 15,000 respectively. She sold them at a loss of 15% and at a gain of 19% respectively. Find the overall gain or loss percentage in the whole transaction. First, let's see. In the first one, the cost price is 18,000. Okay. On the first one, there is a loss of 15%. So let's say the loss quantity will be simply equal to 15% of the cost price, which is 18,000. Okay. So 15% of 18,000, if you calculate 15 by 100, right, into 18,000. Normal simplification, 0 and 0, 0 and 0 cancel. 15 into 18 is 270. So it is 2,700 rupees loss. Remember, it is a loss. So negative value. On the second one, let's say the cost price of the second one is 15,000 rupees. All right. And on that we have a gain of 19%, right? So here the profit value will be equal to 19% of 15,000. A normal calculation again. So it is 19 by 100 into 15,000. See what all you can do. 0 and 0 is cancelled. 19 into 15 is 285. So it is 2850 rupees. And remember, this is a profit. So it is positive, right? So what happens? Net, will it be a profit or a loss? You tell me. There is a loss value of 2,700 and there is a profit value 28,550, right? So it will be a net profit because the profit value is higher. And net profit will be equal to 2850 minus 2700. Okay. So 2850 minus 2700, that is 150 rupees. That is the net profit. And the total cost price will be equal to 18,000 plus 15,000. That is 33,000. Right? This is the total cost price. Okay. This is total cost price. Okay. Now what is the question asking? Overall gain or loss percentage. So overall, it is a profit in this case. Overall profit percentage in this case will be equal to the profit value 150 divided by the total cost is 33,000 into 100. This much percentage. So see, 0 and 0, 0 and 0 cancel, 0 and 0 cancel. 15 by 33, divide by 3. So it will be 5 by 11%. So the answer is 5 by 11%. Now we know that 1 by 11 is 0.09%. So 5 by 11 will be 0.45%. That is the first option. So 5 by 11 is 0.45%. That is the answer. The first one is the correct answer. Right. Now let's take up the next question. It says Adya bought 1200 eggs at rupees 18 a dozen. Right. One dozen, those of you who don't know, 1 dozen is equal to 12. Okay, 1 dozen is just equal to 12. Just like a century is 100, similarly a dozen is 12. At what price per 100 must she sell the eggs so as to earn a profit of 15%? First, let's find the total cost. The total cost will be equal to rupees 18 into number of dozens. Total number of eggs is 1200. So number of dozen will be 1200 by 12. Right. So it is 18, 12, 12 cancels, so 100. So it is 1800 rupees. So the total cost is 1800 rupees. Now we want the profit to be 15%. Right. So first let's calculate profit. Straight away the profit value will be 15% of 1800. Okay. That is 15 by 100 into 1800. So that comes out to be 270 rupees. I hope you can do that calculation. Okay, so 270 rupees is the profit. Total cost is 1800. So total selling price will be equal to profit plus the cost price. So 1800 is the cost price, 270 is the profit. So it is 2070 rupees. Right? Now what is the question asking? At what price per 100 must she sell? This is the total selling price for how many eggs? For 1200 eggs. Okay. So per egg price will be 2070 divided by 1200. This is per egg. Okay. This is selling price per egg. So selling price per 100 egg will be equal to multiply by 100. Right. So this is selling price for 100 eggs. Okay. So 0 and 0 cancel, 0 and 0 cancel. So it is, 1 second, sorry. It was 2070. No problem. 0, 0 cancel. Now 2070 by 12. This is the selling price for 100 eggs. Now how do we calculate? I think we should simply divide. So 2070 divided by 12. It is 1216 times is 192. Right. So 1217 times is 204. So 17204. So 30 will remain. 12 2s is 24. Okay. Then 12 2s are 4, so it is 5. So 172.5 rupees is the answer of this question. Alright, so options are not visible here, right? This would be in the next sheet, but no problem. Answer is rupees 172.5. Okay, that's the correct answer. Right, now let's go to the next question. Now let's take up this question, question number 18. This is a very interesting, very tricky question. A lot of people make a mistake in this. Dinesh sold his motorcycle to Naveen at a loss of 28%. So let's assume that the cost price for Dinesh is X rupees. Loss of 28% would mean 28% of X. So selling price for Dinesh will be equal to X minus 28% of X. Now if you convert in decimal, 28% will become 0.28. So it is 0.72X. This is the selling price of Dinesh. Right. Now, what is the cost price for Naveen? 1 second. What is the cost price for Naveen? Naveen spent rupees 1680 on repair and he paid the price to Dinesh also. So the cost price for Naveen will be equal to 0.72x plus 1680. And he's selling it to Sharan for 35910 and making a profit of 12.5%. Right. So the selling price for Naveen will be equal to cost price for Naveen plus 12.5% of his cost price. Okay. Now see, selling price is given 35910 equal to cost price for Naveen plus 12.5% is 1 by 8 into cost price of Naveen. So if you take out cost price of Naveen, you will get cost price of Naveen into 1 plus 1 by 8. Now 1 plus 1 by 8 is 9 by 8. So we have 35910 equal to 9 by 8 into cost price of Naveen. Fantastic. Right. Now 9 cancels 35910. How many times? Let's see. It is 3990. Fantastic. Okay, so we have, one second. So we have 3990 equal to 1 by 8 into the cost price of Naveen. Now, cost price of Naveen is this much. That is 0.72x plus 1680. As you can see, 8 can cancel this and you can take it as let's say 8 divides 72 9 times and it divides 168. So we can write it as 3990 equal to 8 divides 72 9 times and it is point. So it is 0.09 and divides 1680 210 times. So it is 0.09x plus 210. 210 goes to the other side, gets subtracted. So it is 3780 equal to 9 by 100x. Okay, so 9 cancels 3780 420 times. So x is equal to 420 into 100, that is equal to 42,000 rupees, right? So as you can see, the x, that was the cost price for Dinesh, it is equal to 42,000 rupees, which is the first option. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now the next question, question number 19, it says by selling 90 ball pens for rupees 160, Dayal loses 20%. How many ball pens should be sold for rupees 96 so as to have a profit of 20%? Alright, now there are many ways of doing this question. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's work for one ball pen. So one ball pen, the selling price in the first case, let's say S1, is equal to 160 rupees for 90 balls. So it is 160 divided by 90 rupees, right? Similarly, for the second case, it says 96 rupees and let's say there are X ball pens, right? So in the second case, the selling price should be equal to 96 divided by X rupees, right? So this is the price for one ball pen. In the first case, 160 upon 90. In the second case, 96 upon X. Now, let's assume that the cost price is 100. Okay. Then in the first case, because there is a loss of 20%, the selling price should be equal to 80. And in the second case, because there is a profit of 20%, selling price should be, the S2 should be equal to 120. So from here we get S1 upon S2 equal to 80 upon 120. So we have found the ratio of S1 and S2. Whereas we also have the actual values of S1 and S2. So put it here. So in place of S1, we will say it is 160 divided by 90. And in place of S2, we have 96 divided by X. Right? Now 80 and 120 can be cancelled. 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are. So it is equal to 2 by 3. So from here we will have 160 upon 90 into X upon 96 equal to 2 divided by 3. So 0 and 0 cancel. 16 cancels 96 6 times. So X is equal to 2 into 9 into 6 divided by 3. So 3 cancels 6 2 times. 2 2s are 4 9s are 36. So X equal to 36. So in the second case, 36 balls should be sold. So this is one way of doing this question, right? Now, there is another way of doing the same question. So I'll do it here. Look at this closely. Let's assume that the cost price is C. Cost price of one item is of one pen is equal to C. All right. So the selling price, the total selling price in the second case, total selling price in the first case will be equal to 90 ball pens, 160 rupees. That should be equal to, there is a loss of 20%. So it is 0.8 C. That will be the selling price of one item into the 90 item. And total selling price in the first case is 160. So 160 is equal to 0.8 C into 90. Right. Similarly, in the second case, total selling price in the second case will be equal to, let's see, the price, cost price is C of one item, profit of 20%. So it is 1.2 C into the number of items in the second case, let's say it is X. And the total selling price in the second case is given 96. So 96 is equal to 1.2 C into X. Right. So these are the two equations and we have to find the value of X from here. Let's do one thing. Let's simply divide them. Okay. So 160 is equal to 0.8 C into 90. 96 is equal to 1.2 C into X. So we will have 160 upon 96 equal to 0.8 C into 90 divided by 1.2 C into X. So what happens? C and C get cancelled. Decimal goes away. All right. And 0 and 0 cancel. 16 6 is 96. All right. So we have X equal to 8 into 9 into 6 divided by 12. So 6 2s are 12, 2 cancels 8 4 times, 4 9s are 36. So the value of X in any case is 36. So answer to this question, there are 36 items sold in the second case. Okay. Now let's take up the next question, question number 20. It says the mark price of a shirt and trouser are in the ratio 2:3. The shopkeeper gives 25% discount on the shirt. If the total discount on the both is 40%, then the discount offered on the trouser is, alright. So it is 2:3. Okay, so let's assume that the price for shirt is 200 and price for trouser is 300, right? So total price will be equal to 500. Alright. Now let's calculate the discount. The discount on which one? The shirt is 25%. So discount on shirt is 25% of 200, which is equal to 50 rupees. 25% is 1/4, so it is 50 rupees. Alright. And the overall discount on both is 40%. Okay. So total discount will be equal to 40% of 500, because the total value is 500. Now 40% of 500 will be equal to 200. Right. Now look at this closely. Discount on shirt is for 50 rupees. Discount total is 200 rupees. That means discount on trouser will be equal to 200 minus 50, which is equal to 150 rupees. Now this 150 rupees is the discount on trouser, that is 300. So the percentage discount on trouser will be equal to 150 as a percentage of the original price 300. So 150 by 300 is 1/2, which is 50%. So the discount on trouser given is 50%, which is fourth option. Okay. Now let's take up the next question. Now the next question, question number 21, it says the cost of 9 articles is equal to the selling price of 11 articles. This is a direct question. Let's say 9 into C is equal to 11 into S. From here we can directly get C by S ratio, that is 11/9, or S by C ratio, that is 9/11. As you can see clearly, selling price is lesser, cost price is higher. So there is a loss, right? So the percentage loss will be equal to, let's assume that selling price is 9 rupees, cost price is 11 rupees. So there is a loss of 2 rupees on the cost price, which is 11. So 2/11 into 100. Right, we have done this in theory. So 2/11 into 100. Now 1/11 is 9.09. So 2/11 will be 18.18%. Right, so this was a direct question. Fourth option is the correct answer. Now the 22nd question, a cloth merchant claims to sell his material at cost price, but uses a scale which reads 1 meter for 95 centimeter. So in the name of 1 meter, he's giving 95 centimeter. So actual given is actually equal to the cost price, which is equal to 95 centimeter, right? And he claims, that means received. So received money, which is equal to the selling price, which is equal to 1 meter, which is 100 centimeter, right? So his cost price is 95, he's receiving 100. That means there is a profit of 5. All right. So gain percentage, that is profit percentage, will be equal to the gain of 5. And remember, on 95, because the cost price is 95. So 5 upon 95 into 100, that is 1/19, 5.26%. All right. So the gain percentage in this case is 5.26%. That is third option. Right. 5 cancels 95 19 times. 100/19 is 5.26. All right. So the answer is third option. Now let's take up the next question. It says Tikli deposited rupees 7,200 in a finance company which pays 15% interest per year. Find the amount she is expected to get after 4.5 years. Now the amount will be equal to principal plus simple interest. Nothing is mentioned, so we'll assume that it is simple interest. Okay, and it is 15% per year, right? So simple interest value, we know the formula is PRT upon 100. Okay, P is 7,200, R is 15, and T is 4.5. So let's say it is 4.5 is 4 to the 8 and 1, 9/2. So 9/2 divided by 100. Right, so 0 and 0, 0 and 0 are cancelled. 2 cancels 72 36 times, right? And if you multiply, 36 into 15 is 540. 540 into 9. Okay, so 540 into 9 5s is 45,000. 9 4s are 36. So 48,600 rupees. No, it is 4860 rupees. Okay, 4860. Let's check it again. 90, 9 4s are 36 and 9 5s are right. So 4860 rupees. This is the interest value. Okay, and the amount received will be equal to principal plus interest. Principal is 7,200 plus interest is 4860. So if you add them carefully, it will give us 60 in the end and 120. So 12,060 rupees. This is the final amount received, which is the first option. That is the correct answer. Now let's take up the next question. Now the next question, it says Adit borrowed rupees 1500 from a financier. After 3.5 years, he paid rupees 2865 to the financier and cleared the account. Find the rate of interest charge. Nothing mentioned, so we'll assume simple interest. Alright. Now 3.5 years means 7 by 2 years. 3 2s are 6 plus 1, 7 by 2 years, right? So clearly, first of all, let's calculate simple interest. The simple interest value will be equal to amount minus principal. This is the amount and this is the principal. Okay, so it is 2865 minus 1500, which is equal to 1365 rupees. So this is the simple interest value, and they should be equal to the simple interest, that is PRT upon 100. Okay, this is PRT upon 100. Okay, so now P, in place of P, we'll put 1500. Okay, R we have to calculate. T is given 7 by 2, divide by 100. Okay, this is equal to 1365. So from here we can clearly calculate the value of R. Let's say 0 and 0, 0 and 0 are cancelled. Okay, now so R will be equal to, this 2 goes to the other side, so 1365 into 2 divide by 15 and 7. Be careful for the calculation. It is 7 by 2, so 7 goes in denominator, 2 goes in numerator. Now 15 directly cancels 1365, right? 15 nines are is 135, and then 15 ones are, and then 7 cancels 91 13 times. So it is 13 into 2, that is 26%. So the rate value in this case is 26%. This first option is the correct answer. Okay. Now the second question, next one, 25th question. It says the cost price of 15 oranges is same as the selling price of 12 oranges, right? So 15 into the cost price C should be equal to 12 into the selling price S. So C by S is straight away 12 by 15, or 3 4s are 12 and 3 5s are 15. So it is 4 by 5. Or you can also say S by C is equal to 5 by 4. C by S is 4 by 5, S by C is 5 by 4. Clearly, selling price is higher, cost price is lesser. So there is a profit, right? So first there is a profit, and the profit percentage will be, if I assume these to be the actual values, selling price 5 rupees, cost price 4 rupees. So there is a profit of 1 rupee on the cost price, that is 4 rupees. So 1 by 4 into 100, which is 20%. So these are direct questions. Okay. So it is 20% profit, which is fourth option. All right. Now let's take up the next question. Now the next question says the sum of money for 2 years at 5% per annum is 50 rupees, the simple interest. All right. What is the compound interest of the same rate at the on the same sum at the same rate for the same time? Perfect. If you remember, we have done it in great details. What we do is we divide in years. Let's say first year, second year, right? The simple interest value every year remains same. The total simple interest for 2 years, simple interest for 2 years is 50 rupees. So for 1 year, it will be 25 rupees, right? Then for compound interest, what will happen? For the first year, the value of simple interest and compound interest must remain same. So if simple interest is 25, compound interest will also be 25 rupees. Then the rate is 5%. So what will be the compound interest for the second year? This is what we have to find. Okay, how do we do that? If you remember, the compound interest also increases at the same rate. Here the rate is 5%. So just add 5% on 25, right? Now 10% of 25 is 2.5. 5% will be 1.25. So if you add 1.25 to 25, it will become 26.25. Right? So compound interest for first year is 25. Compound interest for second year is 26.25. So compound interest for total 2 years will be straight away equal to 25 plus 26.25, which is equal to 51.25 rupees. So this was one great method which we have used in many questions in our previous videos. Okay. So answer here is the first option, that is 51.25. Remember, simple interest for every year has to be the same, and for first year, simple interest and compound interest both have to be the same. And then compound interest has to increase at the same rate, that is whatever is the rate given every year. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. It says the compound interest on a sum for 2 years is 832, and simple interest on the same sum for the same period is 800. Same method, right? The difference between the compound and simple interest for 3 years will be. So first let's do one thing. First let's calculate, let's create the same chart. First year, second year, third year. Now simple interest value for the first 2 years, for the first 2 years, simple interest is 800. So for every year it is going to be 400. For 2 years it is 800. So 1 year will be 800 by 2. So for every year it is going to be 400. Now what about compound interest? The first year compound interest is going to be same as the simple interest. So it is 400. right? And the second year, how do we calculate second year? Let's see. 2-year compound interest is given 832. First year compound interest is 400. So second year will be 832 minus 400, which will be 432, right? So first year compound interest 400, second year compound interest 432. Whatever is the percentage change from here to here, that is our percent, that is our rate. So first let's calculate rate. So 400 to 432, right? What is the increment? It is 32 on 400. Whatever is the percentage, that will be the rate. So rate is equal to 32 upon 400 into 100. So 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel. So 4 cancel 32 8 times. So it is equal to 8%. So we have got the rate 8%. Second year interest is 432. So third year compound interest, how will you calculate? Just add 8% on 432. Okay, so calculate it carefully. What will be 8% of 432? Multiply by 8 and put decimal after 2 places. So it will be 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24 and 1 5, 25, and 8 4s are 32 and 34. So it is 34.56 rupees. Add this to 432. So 432 plus 34, that will be 466.56 rupees. Perfect. Right? So first year compound interest 400 rupees, second year 432 rupees, third year 466.56 rupees. So total compound interest for 3 years, what will it be? You have to add 400, 432 and 466.56. Okay, so if you add, you will get 444, that is 1200, and 32 plus 66 is 98. So 1298.56 rupees. This is the compound interest for 3 years. And what is the simple interest for 3 years? That is very simple, very easy to calculate. It is 400 every year, so 444, that is simply 1200. Okay, look at the difference of these two values, 1200 and 1298. Difference is 98.56 rupees, right? So third option is the correct answer, because the question is asking the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 3 years. Okay, so this third option, 98.56 rupees. Great, it was a really good question. Now let's look at the next question. What does it say? The next question says, as a sum put out at 4% compound interest payable half yearly amounts to 6632.55 in 1.5 years. The sum is, now payable half yearly and 1.5 years. See, every 1 year there are 2 half years. So 1.5 years, there will be 3 half years. So n is equal to 3 half years, right? So n is equal to 3 basically, right? Now the amount is 6632.55 and the formula for amount is P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. This is a simple direct formula that we have to use. In place of A, we will put 6632.55. This is equal to P into 1 plus. Now what is rate? Rate is 4%. Remember, rate is always for a year, right? Here it is half year. So 1 year rate is 4%. So half year rate will be 2%. So 2 divided by 100. And the number of periods is 3, right? Now 1 plus 2 by 100 is 1.02 and to the power 3. So 6632.55 is equal to principal amount into 1.02 whole cube. This is P into 1.02 whole cube. We have done the Q formula in our calculation lectures. I'll directly write the value here. It is 1.06, then 3 into 4 square, that is 1208, right? So it is 102 cube is 1061208. All right. Now, so this means the value of P will be equal to 6632.55 divided by 1.061208. Now this is definitely a difficult calculation, right? You have to do this very carefully. It will be equal to 6250. Please understand, this is a difficult calculation, right? You will have to do it. There is no other option for this. Okay, so the answer of this question is, what is the question asking? Find the sum. So the sum is 6250, which is second option. All right, now let's take up the next question. Now the next question, it says, how many years will a sum 800 amount to 926.1 at 10% interest compounded half yearly? Once again, we have to find n. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's write the formula first. A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. R is the rate for a period, n is the number of periods. Here, the number of periods will be double of number of years because it is half year. In place of A, let's put 926.1. In place of P, let's put 800, right? Into 1 plus R by 100. Now, it is 1 plus, rate is 10%, that is per year. So, rate for half year will be 5%. So, 5 divided by 100 to the power n. All right. Now, what we should do is send this 800 to the other side. Okay. So if you send this 800 to the other side, it will become 926.1 divided by 800 equal to 1.05 to the power n. All right. Now, if you remove decimal, you will get a 0 here. Now, this becomes very interesting. If you remember the cubes, 9261 is 21 cube, 8000 is 20 cube. So, it is 21 upon 20 whole cube. It is equal to 1.05 to the power n. Now, 21 upon 20 is actually 1.05. So, we have 1.05 to the power 3 equal to 1.05 to the power n. So, clearly, n is equal to 3. And it is 3 half years. Right? Now, 3 half years would mean 1.5 year. Okay? 1.5 years. That means 3 by 2 years. So, if you look at the options, third option, 3 by 2 years is the correct answer. Okay? Now, let's take the next question. It says the compound interest on a certain sum for 2 years is 42 rupees and the simple interest is 40 rupees, right? This is the standard question, first year, second year. Simple interest has to be the same. Total simple interest for 2 years is 40. So, for 1 year, it will be 40 by 2, that is 20 rupees, 20 rupees. Now, first year compound interest value is same as simple interest value. So, compound interest value will be 20 rupees. Total 2 year compound interest is 42. So, second year compound interest will be 42 minus 20, that is equal to 22 rupees. So, first year compound interest 20 rupees, second year compound interest 22 rupees. Whatever is the percentage change is the rate, right? Whatever is the percentage change from first year compound interest to the second year compound interest, right? So, from 20 to 22, what is the value change? 2. So, rate percentage will be 2 upon this 20 into 100. So 2 upon 20 is 1 by 10, that is 10%. All right. So 10% is the rate in this case. All right. So what is the question saying? Find the rate percentage. So rate percentage is 10%, which is none of these is the correct answer. All right. Now let's take up the next question. A sum of money invested at a compound interest amounts to 800 in 3 years and 840 in 4 years, the rate of interest per annum. See, understand, the amounts are given, right? So, the amount after 3 years is given 800 rupees and the amount after 4 years is given 840 rupees, right? This also is a direct question. Whenever the amounts are given for consecutive year, whatever is the percentage change, directly is the rate percent. Okay, so what is the value change here? From 800 to 840, value change is 40. So the rate percentage will be 40 upon 800. Okay, just remember that whenever the amounts are given for consecutive years, the rate will be the percentage change from one year value to the other year value. So the base will become the previous year and the difference will come in numerator. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 40 by 8 is 5%. So the rate in this question is 5%. So these are all direct question. Third option is the correct answer. Now let's take up the next question. Now the last one, 32 question number, it says a sum of money lent at compound interest for 2 years at 20% would fetch 482 rupees more if the interest was payable half yearly than it was payable annually. The sum is all right. So first let's do one thing. In the first case, when it is yearly, right? In yearly case, what would be the interest? Right? What will be the amount? Let's do that. Because whatever is the difference of interest will also be the difference of amount. Amount will be equal to P into 1 plus rate is 20 divided by 100 to the power 2. So it is equal to P into this is 1.2 whole square. So it is 1.44P. So the compound interest in the first case will be equal to A minus P, that is 1.44P minus P. P common 1.44 into 1. P common 1.44 minus 1, that is 0.44P. This is the compound interest in the first case. Let's say CI1. Now in the second case, half yearly. The second case is half yearly. In half yearly, what will happen? The rate has to be taken as half, that is 10%, half of 20% is 10%. Okay. And for 2 years, the number of half year will be 4. All right. So in this case, amount will be equal to P into 1 plus 10 by 100 to the power 4. So this is equal to P into 1.1 to the power 4. Now 1.1 square is 1.21 and square of that is 1.4641. So it becomes P into 1.4641. So compound interest in the second case will be equal to P into 1.4641, that is amount, minus P. So if I take P common, it will be 1.4641 minus 1. So this comes out to be 0.4641 into P, right? So the compound interest in first case is 0.44p. In the second case, 0.4641p. The difference of those two values is 482, right? So 0.4641 into P minus 0.44p, that is equal to 482. So we have to solve this. So if you take P common, 0.4641 minus 0.44 will become 0.0241 into P equal to 482. So if you remove decimal, you will get 10000, 4 zeros here. This was 482. One second. This is 482. Right? Now 241 cancels 482 two times. So simply P equal to 10,000 into 2, that is 20,000 rupees. Very nice. Alright. So the answer of this question, if you look at the second option, that is the correct answer. So principal amount has to be 20,000 rupees. So this was the proper method of solving this question. You could have also checked the options, right? You could have calculated and we could have checked the differences. Obviously, the time taken is going to be the same, whether you use this method or any other method. Okay. This method has an advantage because you don't have to think much about anything. This is a direct process. This is something that you always remember. All right. So this is where we have completed the exercise MT24. All right. If you have any question, if you have any doubts, you can always get back to us. But make sure that you every time go through the theory videos, right? That they are really, really helpful. All right. God bless you. Take care. Thank you so much.